Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Turnaround Coach, the place where you can get a great strategy each week for free to help you transform your organization and get yourself on a path of success. It is December 18th as I record this and release it. And I know that all of us are getting to that point of feeling a little bit anxious. Well, at least I am. I don't know. I don't know if you are, but many of us, I will say that. Anxious about, okay, did we hit the goal? Anxious about, am I finishing the year strong? Anxious about, am I prepared for what's coming next? Especially if you're leading an organization that has been stagnant for a while, or maybe you're seeing some decline, or maybe you're thinking about starting up a new organization or step into a new role, and you're not really sure yet what to expect. And so today I want to talk to you a little bit about something that has been on my mind over the past week or so. And that is when we go into situations where we're trying something new, we're making some pivots, we're looking at scaling. Do we have a strategy to actually grow? Years back, probably about, well, I took on my last school 8 years ago. And when I came into that position, the school was called something here in Texas. They use this term, improvement required. And basically, the state said your test scores are significantly lower than other schools that are similar to you. And you have a year to get things turned around, or you're going to have to then have a different status and start doing different types of things that are more mandated by the state. Send in reports, do different kinds of staffing patterns and things. And so that's why I was brought in to do that, right? To actually make that turnaround in a year. And the system that was used to measure us was one system, a system that Texas had used for a while. And we all knew the system, right? We had learned it. And when there are long-term systems in place, sometimes you can learn how to figure the system out, so to speak, right? You can figure out ways to kind of get around certain things. So for example, we knew that we needed students to be reading, our students in reading to be at a certain level. And we knew that if we taught these specific strategies, then we could get the students there, right? That's just one example. So a couple years down the road, the system in Texas changed. We went from a regular system that we had known for years, I call it regular because it was our system, to what many other states were using, and that was this A to F system that looked at several different components of our accountability rather than just a couple of things. And it was challenging, it was new, and it was scary. It really was. Now, we had already made our whatever progress we had to make, and we were no longer in trouble with the state. But knowing that this new system was much more complicated, and I was having to teach it to my staff while still learning it myself, and make sure that our students were able to attain to the levels that were mandated, we knew that this was going to be a challenge. And so my assistant principal and I sat down and we said, okay, this is what we need to do to ensure that, one, we stay motivated to lead this building. Two, our teachers stay motivated to keep pushing, keep working, keep empowering our kids to do their best. Three, our students could continue to believe that they could be successful. Our community, number four, would believe in us and see that we were making progress. And number five, our district felt secure enough with the work that we were doing. And so at that moment, we said we were going to stay focused on student growth. And we've developed a way to monitor student growth and teach the staff about what constitutes growth and why look at growth, and really get them to believe in that philosophy so that we could keep moving forward. And I'm going to be honest with you, that was right around the time we experienced Hurricane Harvey down here in the Houston area. And if you know anything about that storm, you know it was very devastating and it really affected my school district in particular. But because we were focused on growth, that year, we were the only school that had a rating that was acceptable in the entire district. And I knew that by focusing on growth, we were always going to be okay. And as a matter of fact, if we fast forward past the pandemic, back to in-person schooling, back to realizing that when kids were home for a whole 9 week of school, when everything hit at spring break, plus hybrid for an entire school year, and they were years behind at this point, and we were already working in a challenging area, growth is what kept us moving forward. And it kept us out of trouble. And actually, it got us to a B. We were never an A campus while I was there, but we were a B, and we were a solid B. And as a matter of fact, this test changed this past year, making it much more rigorous, much more difficult, much more challenging for teachers to figure out how to teach the strategies. And usually the state of Texas gives us a year without accountability when they change the test that significant of an amount, and they didn't. We still came out okay because of student growth. Why am I telling you about this? Because growth is so important. If you are working in your organization, it doesn't matter the context of your service. I don't care if you're producing children. I don't care if you're producing widgets. It doesn't matter if you are providing a coaching service or a mentor service or any kind of service. You have a tanning salon. It doesn't matter. But when you sit down and you prepare for your next year, if you put in systems, processes, and procedures to ensure that you are growing, and then you have measurements to be able to tell you if that's working, you will see yourself get to your goal. I can promise you, because it's one step forward every single day. As a matter of fact, I might even use the word growth as my word of the year for 2024, because if I think about my own business, I was a startup in June of 2023. It has been almost 6 months. And every month I focus on metrics that show growth. And as long as I stay there, I'm continuing to make my path forward. And I know that in 2024, I will hit the goals that I set for myself. So as I leave you today, I want you to be thinking. You're reflecting, you're wrapping up the year. So I just want you to be thinking, am I focused on the end result, or am I focused on the growth along the way? Because I promise you, we definitely want to keep the end in mind for sure. But if you can shift your focus to growth and have a solid strategy to do so, you will get there. All right. If you need help, I am offering some wild and crazy deals right now to wrap up the year, the calendar year. For the next 2 weeks, I'm going to have a deal in place that's going to offer you something very, very significant. If you would like to learn more about that offer, go to my Facebook. You can go to my Facebook business page, which is Sherry Dixon Consulting, or you can go to my regular profile, just Sherry Dixon. Each day between now and the end of the year at 2 p.m. Central, minus the holidays, minus the weekend, but at 2 p.m. Central, and I'm going to give details about this deal every single day. So if you miss it today, go there tomorrow. If you miss it today and tomorrow, go there Wednesday. It doesn't matter, but I'm only taking 5. And this deal is going to be so amazing. You don't want to miss out, number one, and number two, it will get you on that path of being able to track your growth and see all of your goals and dreams come true in 2024. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of the week. There will not be an episode next Monday on Christmas. I'm going to let y'all enjoy the holiday, but I will be back on New Year's Day because we're gonna hit 2024 running. It's going to be an amazing season next year, and I can't wait to keep sharing these great little nuggets with you each week so that you can turn your business around, because none of us set out to be average. We all want to be excellent, and working together, we can do so. Have a great holiday, and I'll see y'all in 2024.